welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I fill in my brows and also give you some tips to help you fill in your brows. The eyebrow industry has really grown so much the past year or so. Everybody wants the perfect brow. There are so many products out there, so it can be very overwhelming. But I hope that what you learned today from my video will help you a little bit and help you navigate, Ulta and Sephora and whatnot. So if you have very full brows, or if your brows are nicely shaped, or you don't want a very defined brow, all you need to do is take a pencil like this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and it's a, what do they call this? Automatic sharpener pencil thing. So all you have to do is just run it through your brows until you get the desired coverage that you want. Other products that are available on the market include brow gels, brow gels, pomades, powders, and probably some other things that I don't even know about. But if you're just starting out, I would highly suggest a pencil. And I believe these go for $21 or $23. And honestly, they don't last that long. I mean, there are some cosmetics that I feel like they can last me 2 years, but really this guy probably lasts me 2 months. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative, NYX has very good brow pencils. I think they come in about 8 different colors and they're around $10. I'm going to go over this in my tutorial in a few seconds, but whenever you are filling in your brows and really shaping them, there are 3 points of contact. Their first point of contact is going from the outside of your nostril to your inner corner, and that's exactly where your eyebrow should start. The second point is while looking forwards. From your nostril, I tend to go to the outside of my iris, and that's where your arch should be. And then the third point is from your nostril to the outer corner of your eye, and that's where your eyebrow should end. So those are just some guidelines. You can play around with it, play around with what looks best for you. And it's just makeup. If you mess up, just wash it off. Let's get started. First, let me put my bangs back, circa 1992 style. Okay, so obviously I have this brow done already and we can use that one for reference. I always use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Soft Brown because it matches my hair color. And if you are just filling in sparse areas, or if your brows are already nicely shaped and you're very lucky, then all you do is this. You find the areas that need a little bit of definition, and in very small strokes, you just slightly fill in those areas. Then just come through with the spoolie end. This is a very quick, simple, easy way to fill in your brows. Now, if you're like me and your brows are very sparse and they are differently shaped, or if you just want your brows to be on fleek, then you have to shape them and really fill them in. So there are 3 points of contact when it comes to filling in your brows. Right here on your face, lining it up with your nostril and the inner corner of your eye. And that's where your brow should start, and my brow does start there. The second point of contact, keep it lined up with your nostril. And you go, I personally go to the outer part of my iris if I'm looking forwards. And that's actually where I'm going to draw just a tiny little dot. And then the third point of contact is from your nostril to the outer corner of your eye. And that's where mine ends anyway. So really for me, it's about defining my arch and just filling in sparse areas. So this is how I fill in my brows on a daily basis. I start on the bottom half of my brow, and I draw a clean line from the front to the tail. And then at the front, I make very small strokes to kind of square it off. I prefer a square shape to my brows at the front as opposed to a rounded shape. And then I go ahead and fill in the top a little bit. You don't want the top to look too harsh. And then there's where my arch should be, so then I start coming down off of that point. Okay, and we're gonna check. So right now my brows are a little bit uneven. I feel like I could make them more twin-like because they are sisters, not twins after all, but I can try. So I'm seeing that right here needs to be filled in a little bit more. And also that it needs to be a bit darker on the tail. I'm just gonna go ahead and rub off that tiny little dot that we placed before it dries. And then I'll come through with the spoolie. And as I'm doing this, I'm seeing a few places on the bottom that need to be fixed a little bit. This is pretty much as close as I get them on a daily basis. I try not to stress out over them because you could literally spend probably 30 minutes just trying to get your brows to be perfectly matched. So now I'm going to show you guys what you can do to really give the bottom of the brow a very crisp, clean edge. I do this sometimes, definitely not most of the time. I take a little bit of concealer on a very small brush, and I dip my brush into the concealer, and then I actually wipe off the excess on my hand. And then I go right underneath my brow. This actually highlights as well. And I actually got a little bit of concealer on the brow hairs themselves. But the final step that I always take is coming through with brow gel. This is also Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Tinted Brow Gel in Brunette. Looks like a mascara wand. And all you do is just comb through the hairs. This also helps to hold them in place as well as adding a slight tint. So let's go back and recap. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Remember that whenever you're filling in your brows, less is more. You don't want to have Sharpie brows. You can always add more product. Remember the 3 points: the front, the arch, and the tail. And lastly, do not stress out about your brows. I think 99% of people have uneven brows, and remember that they are sisters and not twins. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Check. Test. 1, 2, 3.